All right, Play With Matches is back. This is going to be a banger video, though, because we're super warmed up, dude. Okay? So we just did a video about Christina Formello, the teacher, who has a very interesting situation with her husband and the student she was having an affair with. But yeah, so we were going to do that and the Blake Lively, this story we're covering right now, which is Blake Lively has to turn over all her Taylor Swift texts to Justin Baldoni. Oopsie. And we decided to just do this separate because that one went for like 25 minutes.
So we're back.
Yeah. And you want to know what's not good, though, Gabrielle? I literally just realized. What happened last time we did a Taylor Swift video about this?
It got suppressed.
Super suppressed. Like crazy suppressed. There's so, and I covered the exact same story on my channel and our channel. And I can't remember what it was, but it was a big story. It was like, I don't know, something that was, it was that she got subpoenaed. Right. It was that Taylor Swift got subpoenaed. Huge story. And on this channel, it got like 2,000 views. And on my channel, it got like 12,000 or 13,000. Like it was like the lowest performing video I've done in like 6 months.
So Taylor Swift has some people.
They're like, we do not want anyone hearing about this.
So do us a favor. If you see this video, like it, comment, and
maybe share it with your friends.
Yeah, help it get seen.
Share it with your friends.
We appreciate it.
And then also subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet. Okay, so we're going to talk about that though, because yeah, the entirety of their, like all their texts, they're best friends.
Yeah. Lord
all of their texts
in there.
And
right.
Given the fact that she tried to ruin it, like imagine what other kind of stuff is probably in there, dude. You know, stuff that they probably don't want anyone knowing about. So like, hey, did you say, you said that she tried to blackmail you, huh? It's like, I wonder if there's anything here I could blackmail her with, you know? Anywho.
Very juicy. This happened today?
Yes, today.
Okay.
Or yesterday. But first we're going to start with this one because we like to start with this weird stuff.
A little game.
Yeah. So this is on TMZ. Beach booty. Guess the rapper. So let me just, who do you guys think that is?
I have no idea.
Who do you guys think that is? Let's play. Okay.
In honor of Thirst Trap Thursday.
It says,
you guess?
I knew it. Is this Nicki Minaj? Because I was going to say Nicki Minaj.
No.
Wait.
Saweetie.
Oh man, Saweetie. Hey, look, let me get Gabrielle out of here. Saweetie.
I want to go wherever she is. That looks fun.
So I saw there was the reason I even know who she is because there was a Jake Paul boxing match when they hadn't really hit their stride yet. And they thought that it was a good idea to do like a combat sports show mixed with music.
It was so weird.
No, you didn't watch it. You just heard me screaming all night where I'm like, why are they doing another music show? Because it like one fight, then a musical artist, then one fight. And the main one was Saweetie. And I was like, and it was before the main event. So I was just like, I can't, dude.
Shut up, Saweetie.
Saweetie.
I do want to go to there though.
Yeah. Why did she do that to her booty though? Like
BBLs, man.
Bro. I mean, it looks good like that. I will acknowledge. Like it from the, this is literally my favorite angle of a female body is, because I definitely never make Gabrielle do this at all. But, and look, if you cut off the bottom like that, like that makes it look normal, right?
Kind of.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
When it's so much more broad than the shoulder, I don't know. It just looks.
But then
it looks altered.
But like that, you're all, what is that? Do you know what I mean? Like this does not look like a human body.
No.
You know?
It doesn't.
I don't understand.
Whatever. You do you, boo.
And every time
She's obviously feeling it.
Of course, dude. I'm sure she loves it. She's got enough money that she could just undo it if she didn't.
Un-BBL it?
Yeah. But that's not just a BBL, dude. Those are implants.
Maybe. I don't know.
Really? You think? Because explain to me exactly what a BBL is.
I actually don't know.
Because I thought a BBL is like a lift.
It is, but it could include some kind of an implant. I don't know. Google it.
Hey, and since we're talking about bodies and body positivity, not body positivity, we're talking about people getting in shape, son. It's summertime.
There's an easier way to do it. Not getting a BBL or butt implants.
Why don't you try those Benieve products that Gabrielle and I are on all the time and sell with the link in the description.
They're amazing. Not just weight loss. They're great for your mind, your energy, your mood. They're fucking awesome. So if you haven't tried them, check them out.
Check them out. And if you have, Please leave in the comments your experience with them. And by the way, do not take more than half of a scoop. Gabi, even 1/3.
1/3. Dude.
1/3 serving at first. You will very quickly be able to go up. But if on the very first one, you're all, I'm going full throttle, it's going to be too much.
They're natural. They're amazing, but they are powerful.
They are the bomb, dude. Okay, let's do that.
Let's all learn together.
Yeah, let's learn. And that's a Brazilian, because BBL.
Brazilian butt lift.
Brazilian butt lift. Wait.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, so let's see, guys.
There we go.
So, a Brazilian butt, it's a cosmetic surgery that enhances the shape and size of the buttocks using fat transfer.
Fat redistribution.
So it involves liposuction to remove fat from other areas of the body, and then is purified and injected into the buttocks to create a fuller, lifted appearance.
It's fat transfer.
Yeah, so I think, well, I mean, I don't know.
Depending on how much fat you got taken from elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I actually have no idea. I literally have no idea. I'm going to go ahead and take this, though, off so that we can let's just see. Like, what does, okay, so these are like examples. See, like that? Mm-hmm. That's great. That one. Uh-huh. But that looks like a human body. You know what I mean? Yes. Like, none of these are that, like, look at that one.
Yeah, that's good. They, like, fill out the top part where us women struggle.
I mean, that is... Yeah. I don't know if we can show that or not. Probably.
Can't show butt cheeks.
This one's pretty borderline because they look relatively new. You know what? Fuck it, who cares? Like, all they do is demonetize it. If that's okay. This, like that one on the top.
Yeah, that looks great.
I mean, that's like if I'm her dude, I'd be all, why did we not do this sooner?
That looks good.
Yeah, but again, that's why I think that is not the same thing as whoa, there's no way. You think that's real? I mean, it might be.
I guess.
Because, yeah, I guess if it's like, if a girl is like, you know, overweight.
Yeah, they literally just redistributed
Wait.
her, like, love handles to the butt.
Look at this one, dude.
Which one? Yeah. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
She went from a 2 to an 8.
I mean, she's not. Okay.
What? What were you going to say?
It's very aggressive. Mean.
Oh, you think she's higher than a 2 right there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. She went from no way, Jose, to damn, if I was single and took that home, I would like tell my friends about it.
Look, it's in Houston.
Yeah. Well. Fortunately for everybody involved in this conversation, your body looking better than that on its own without that BBL. Anyway, let's talk about Taylor Swift, and let's just...
Thanks for going on that detour with us.
You know,
now we all know.
That's what the show is, dude.
So what do y'all think in the comments? Is it a BBL?
Yeah.
Or
that's an excellent question. Do you guys now, implants? After seeing that, do you guys think
weigh in.
That this... is a BBL? Jeez, where was it? How many pictures were there of sweet? Oh my God, are you serious?
You just have to X out of that.
Like, that's not a BBL.
Look how tiny her waist is, though. Maybe she had some fat to transfer.
I don't know, dude. That looks like a big, like, massive booty, like, bag, you know, implant bag.
That would be so, but it wouldn't, would it be a bag or would it be like the calf implant was like a solid silicone thing? Like, what is it?
Boobs are like a bag.
But boobs are supposed to be, you know.
Yeah, squish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But your butt's not supposed to squish the same way your boobs do.
I mean, maybe not quite as much, but like.
If you're going to get like the perfect ass, right, it's supposed to be like primarily muscle, not fat, versus boobs that are like fat.
That's
true. You would want it to have more shape. That's
true.
I don't know. Can we look up what a butt implant looks like?
Hey, let's go on this journey, dude. Let's go.
Welcome to the rabbit hole.
Butt implants.
I just want to see what it is. What not.
See, that's what I'm talking about right there. This we definitely cannot show you, but like that's an implant, dude.
Go Google butt implants. But I want to see what the butt implant itself looks like.
Okay, so butt implant bag. Yeah. Just a big ass bag.
But it looks
right there.
But it's not like a implant. It's not like a or like a breast implant.
Fake butt phenomenon. Look, they're exactly like fake boob implants.
No.
See, look, hold on.
Those are boobs.
Hold on.
That's just a stock image. Those are, I would think, those are.
Yeah, you're right. That's probably a boob. Yeah, see? Kim Kardashian, that's a big, like what Rogan said is he's all, her body looks like somebody just put a bunch of like something into like a diaper. He's like, it looked like she's wearing a diaper. All right. So moving right along though, let's talk about this barn burner of a case for Blake Lively and Taylor Swift. Mm-hmm. So Judge Louis J. Lyman denied the protective order filed by Lively's lawyers to keep her messages with Swift out of It Ends With Us legal battle. So in the latest chapter of the Blake Lively ongoing legal battle against It Ends With Us co-star Justin Baldoni, a judge has ruled the actress must turn over irrelevant text message exchanges. Okay, why on how? Who determines what's relevant and what's not?
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question, and I'm not sure if you know the answer. So if someone is given an order to turn over their like quote unquote text messages with someone, who verifies that the two have not conspired to just delete stuff together and then like they just turn over incomplete transcripts?
I really don't know how that works. I mean, you would think that both sides of the legal team, but
you should get them from the phone company.
Well, I don't know that the phone company has the transcript. They might.
Oh, they do.
But
they do for sure. You think the feds can't get them?
I genuinely don't know that answer.
I do.
I know that they have a record of texts going back.
That's what they show you, but they have them, dude. They capture every piece of data. Like for sure they have them. But I've always wondered that. It's like who verifies that they have actually turned over all of the messages, you know?
I do not know.
It's like, now I don't even know what the status of the case is though, because they dismissed the $400 million case. Mm-hmm. So like, what's this even
happening now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll say in this article.
Find out.
Yeah. Why don't you read this, Gabrielle?
In a June 18th ruling obtained by Entertainment Weekly, the U.S. District Judge Louis J. Lyman writes that Lively herself has identified Swift. Can you make that? I can't. It's so tiny over there. Yep. Has identified Swift as someone likely to have knowledge about complaints or discussions regarding the working environment on the set of It Ends With Us, adding that the request from Baldoni's legal team to see Lively's messages with Swift about production of the film are reasonably tailored to discover information that would prove or disprove Lively's harassment and retaliation claims.
I literally did not even consider that I was just thinking like, is there going to be stuff in there that proves that Blake and Taylor were conspiring with whatever? It never even dawned on me that like, if you were really getting harassed by this guy,
you tell your best friend.
She's your best friend, dude.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, and dude, what if there are conversations where she's like, this guy's a complete creep or whatever, you know?
What if?
I mean, believe me, I do not believe at all that he sexually harassed her, but I don't think it's impossible that she would have exaggerated or made things up to Taylor to villainize this guy.
Up her dragon.
Yeah. That would be bad for him.
It would. Lively's legal fight with Baldoni began on December 20th, 2024, when the actress lodged a complaint against Baldoni with the California Civil Rights Department, accusing him of sexual harassment on the set of the film, and later launching a sophisticated, coordinated, and well-financed retaliation plan against her if the allegations went public. One day later, the New York Times published an article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Schmear Machine," that detailed how Baldoni's PR team allegedly strategized to smear Lively's reputation. On December 31st, 2024, Lively formally filed a lawsuit against Baldoni, his Wayfarer Studios, and his PR team.
This is hilarious because, again, for those of you who have not been following this case closely, what actually happened, okay? Now, I will acknowledge there isn't a lot of like solid information about why these two were so at each other's necks. It mostly seems like they were like that Blake and Ryan Reynolds were trying to take over this franchise.
Like she wanted creative control.
She wanted to take it because it was like a trilogy or something. Like she wanted to take the movie, right? Is what the story is. But they had some kind of conflict, and Baldoni had employed a PR team, one of which was formerly employed by this massive PR firm.
She's like the crisis manager.
No. That's the other girl.
Oh, okay.
The one girl was working for Stephanie Jones, who's like the biggest PR agent in the business. And she had been working on this movie because it's a small movie. She was just like an underling and she was representing them and she was going off on her own and she was going to represent Baldoni, right? So when she went off on her own and they knew that there was some kind of conflict brewing, they had brought in another PR person whose specialty was crisis management.
Yes.
And then at the same time, what happened was these things started coming out about Blake Lively being kind of a bitch. And they showed like these interviews of her being super like mean to interviewers and like super mean girl.
Yeah.
Candace Owens said that when she worked at Vogue, that her boss had said that Blake Lively was the cruelest person she had ever worked with. So like a few things just started coming out at that time. And so the crisis management girl and the PR girl and Justin Baldoni, who were on a group thread, they saw what was going on and they're all, wow. They're like, man, we really kicked this into action. And the crisis girl was like, hey, we can take down anybody. And they were joking. Like it was a fucking joke because it was like, okay, apparently we don't need to do anything. Like,
yeah,
shit, like this just like happened. It was a joke. Yeah. It was a joke. And then it was taken seriously by them. And then they launched this retaliatory attack against Baldoni, which was he sexually assaulted me or sexually harassed me or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was all based on a misunderstanding about the joke. But in fairness, the climate for that to happen was based on real conflict that they had, which no one really fully, I don't feel like has a lot of, I don't feel like I understand that part. Anyway, it
just literally seemed like she wanted the entire creative control over everything, like wanted it to be hers. They disagreed on how the film should be portrayed, how the story should be portrayed. And apparently it escalated.
That's why Taylor Swift is involved. It's because she was basically using Taylor Swift to threaten Justin Baldoni because it was like, hey, we rewrote this scene. Or she's like, I rewrote this scene. It turned out Ryan Reynolds actually wrote it. But she's like, I rewrote the scene and like, I really would like to do this. And it was like, oh, and by the way, I have these fucking dragons. You might have heard of them. My husband and Taylor Swift, and they can destroy people's lives. They breathe fire and their careers just go poof up in smoke. So,
well, I mean, at first she was using it like Ryan and Taylor really like this version, like just like peer pressuring him basically.
Mm-hmm. And Justin Baldoni's responses were like, hey, I really like the pages. Like you don't need to do all this. Like, it's not, you don't need to do all this. Now, the final act of that conflict though was they had two cuts of the movie. I mean, obviously, I don't know if people who are outside of any kind of video production recognize that like you can film a shitload of footage for either a reality show or a movie or whatever, and you can make two completely different movies with it. And so because they were like going head to head with whose creative control was going to win, Blake Lively wanted to make kind of like, it's like it's a fun girls' time movie. And the thing is, she had never read the book. Okay. The book is like this really hardcore story about a survivor of domestic violence and all this stuff. Like it was like a heavy, heavy book. Mm-hmm. Baldoni took on the project completely understanding what it was. Blake Lively had never even read the book and she took it and was like, no, I think we can make it into like a fun summer movie, And so they cut two different versions of it. They showed it to test audiences. Everyone picked Baldoni's and they still went with fucking Blake Lively's version anyway.
Which ended up playing so strange. The movie felt so weird.
The chemistry between the two of them was good enough on screen though that people like the movie.
Yeah.
It's not like people are saying the movie sucks. But it's just,
the movie didn't, yes, their chemistry was great, but the whole plot was just bizarre.
Because a massive part of the real plot is the fact that this guy, her dream guy, is a dangerous abuser.
Yeah.
And the way that Blake turned it into like, how do you turn a story about domestic abuse lighthearted? I mean, I don't know how else to do it except strange. Making it fucking weird.
It made you wonder, like, did he actually do it? Like, did he actually push her down the stairs? Did he actually mean to hit her? Like, were these just like accidental things that happened and that's how she framed it in her brain? Or is he really the worst? Turns out, like, from the book, he's like really the worst.
He's really the worst.
But that's not how it felt watching the film.
And the end of the movie is her being like, because it ends with us is the name.
Cycle.
She's like, I love you, but we're breaking the cycle. This ends with us. Like, that's the point of the like, that is the name of the book, is it ends with us. And it's like this woman overcoming this domestic violence situation. And the way that they cut it together was like, oh, we're not really sure if he's a domestic violence guy or not. So the end, it's like, would you want me to do blah, blah, blah? And I was talking about Gabrielle.
They had a daughter. It's like, would you want your daughter in a relationship like this? And it's like, well.
And if it was me, and like what had happened was you slipped and fell down the stairs by accident, and I maybe accidentally one time swung a thing and it was an accident, I'd be like, yeah, absolutely, I would want my daughter to be with me. Like
her dad.
Yeah, of course I would want that. So it just like didn't even make any sense.
It was strange. It was weird.
Yeah. Anywho, Gabrielle, continue.
So since then, he said, she said saga has played out in the courts.
Sorry, I did it again.
In the courts, with lawsuits and countersuits filed and dropped, and the court of public opinion. In February of this year, Baldoni launched a website featuring the full text of his countersuit against Lively. Later that month, Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, joked about the lawsuit during SNL's 50th anniversary special. And, well, you can read a complete timeline of the legal battle back and forth here. Swift, a longtime friend of Lively, was officially drawn into the situation in May of last year when Baldoni's team subpoenaed the pop star as a witness in the case. The subpoena was later withdrawn, but the actor's legal team still seeks Lively's relevant communication with Swift as part of the discovery process. In his ruling, Judge Lewis acknowledged the argument from Lively's legal team that Baldoni and his lawyers are seeking Swift's text messages not to obtain information relevant to claims and defenses in the court, but to prop up a public relations narrative outside of court.
That's so dumb and not true.
But he continued, this concern does not justify denying the Wayfarer party's relevant discovery.
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously her communications with Taylor Swift are relevant to the case. So, you know, I still don't fully understand why they even dismissed the entire thing. I think
I don't know.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, right there. So Lively. Okay, whatever. Here. So in a statement to EW, a spokesperson for Lively said the court outright denied the Wayfarer party's motion to compel documents from Miss Lively, who has produced far more documents in this case than the Wayfarer parties combined. Further, the court's protective order ruling rests on Wayfarer party's admission that they received nothing from Taylor Swift, which is exactly the opposite of what their insider claimed 2 weeks ago. As for the rest, Baldoni and the Wayfarer parties demanded access to Taylor Swift's private communications, despite having already subpoenaed, then withdrawn the subpoena. Baldoni's desired it. Well, you know what happened after that? Is you dismissed the entire fucking case.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see how this all goes. You know, we'll see how this all goes. But bottom line is, this is a great channel, and I'm so glad you guys are here with us. You guys are the best, dude. We'll be responding to comments tonight. Love you guys.
Bye.